Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we are going to be trying the KERACOLOR Clenditioner. For some reason, I thought I already had a video on this product, which is why I have not done it sooner, but apparently I do not have a video on it. I searched my whole channel and I could not find one. I have one from ColorLux, and it's like a similar product, so I'm guessing my mind just got confused. So I went ahead and I bought all of like the natural shades they have. They do have some more vivid colors like blue and red, but I wanted to go with the more natural colors because you guys know semi-permanent naturals are so interesting to me. I'm trying to find some good semi-permanent naturals. So I went ahead, I bought 7 different shades today. We're gonna try them on blonde swatches as well as a medium toned brown swatch. So basically this is color and it's supposed to cleanse and condition your hair. It's supposed to maintain your color to prevent fading. Basically you're supposed to use it every time you wash to build up the color on your hair. These are pretty pricey. They retail for $22 for one bottle. There is 12 fluid ounces, so that's quite a bit of product, but it is $22. All right, let's run through all the shades I got. The first one is silver. I have tried the platinum color of this and I was not that impressed. It was literally just like a very, very, very light toned purple. I mean, it was barely enough to do anything to the hair. It was basically just white conditioner. So the platinum one I was not that impressed with. So we'll see how the silver compares to that. Then I got copper. We have cinnamon, auburn, which this one is a new shade, mocha, espresso, and the last shade is onyx. It says KERACOLOR Color Plus Clenditioner is a non-lather conditioning cleanser designed to instantly infuse color into hair with every wash, add stunning hues, maintain vibrancy, and kick up your color between salon visits. KERACOLOR products are keratin based to promote strength, shine, and softness. For the directions, it says saturate the hair with water, apply a generous amount of color clenditioner. Then you comb the product from root to ends if you're applying it all over. If you're applying it to specific areas, work through with your fingers. Leave on 3 to 20 minutes. So there's a big time difference there. 3 minutes versus 20 minutes. It really doesn't matter how long you leave it on for. It is a semi-permanent color. You could leave it on hours if you wanted to. And then it says for maximum intensity, multiple applications may be needed to achieve the desired tone. And it says you can apply it to dry hair for a bolder color. The longer color clenditioner sits on the hair, the more color it will deposit. And then it says the lighter and more white blonde the hair is, the more true to tone the results from color clenditioner will be. It says to maintain your color, alternate with clenditioner. So you're supposed to use clenditioner like every other wash or whatever, just like maintain your color. Let's go in with the first shade, silver. All right, let's pump some of this out. Okay, it's very purpley blue toned and the consistency is a very, very light conditioner. I can definitely see what they're saying with clenditioner. It feels very, very light. It's not thick. You know, like XMONDO is a color depositing mask, but it's super, super thick. This is not thick. It's a very, very light conditioner. And as you guys can see, the color is pretty light too. It's not a super dark silver. It's a very, very light toned silver. The immediate thing I'm noticing is the fragrance. Holy cow. This smells so strong, like perfume. Like it is a very, very potent, powerful smell. I mean, it about knock your socks off. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably the strongest color I've ever smelled. And it smells just like you sprayed perfume on yourself. Oh my gosh, this is so potent. I would not be surprised if I get a headache by the end of this because it is so strong. And it's not like a mild fragrance either. It literally smells like you walked up to a perfume counter and you know, like the general smell of like a really strong perfume. That's what this smells like. It just smells like you walked into Macy's, the perfume counter, and you smell that hit of like perfume and it's amplified. Like it is very, very strong. Moving on to the copper shade. Ooh, this looks promising. This looks like a really pretty copper tone. This one's got me excited. Oh, wow. This looks really pretty. I'm excited to see this one rinsed off. We'll see if it makes any difference on the brunette swatch, if you can see some undertones of the copper on there. It smells kind of like eucalyptus. Like I get a really strong eucalyptus smell from it. Not my favorite scent by any means, but that's what I pick up on. It's like a perfumey eucalyptus. I would be very curious to know what the smell and scent of this is because I would not be shocked if there is a lot of eucalyptus in this. It is extremely easy to work into the hair because it's a lighter conditioner. It's really easy just to work it in and saturate. The next shade is cinnamon, and I'm excited to see the difference between cinnamon, copper, and auburn. Okay, this one I'm having a hard time popping open. I keep spinning it and it's not popping up. There we go, finally got it. Ooh, this one's really dark. I see some different undertones in there. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are some lighter areas that the color spit out. Like right here's a lighter streak, and then we have darker streaks, so the color doesn't seem to be mixed that well. Kind of a similar situation that happened with the new Arctic Fox shades I tried. Overall, it'll be fine because it'll all blend together. Okay, this color is actually a lot different than I thought it would be. It's very, very red toned. I don't know why I thought cinnamon would be more like an orangey brown, but it's definitely more of like a red undertone. We'll see what it looks like when we rinse it out. Could look totally different, but for now I'm seeing mostly red. It actually does look almost identical to the color on the bottle, which is a plus. Most of the time, the color on the bottle is not accurate of what's inside, but this is like damn near identical to the picture on the bottle. Next up is Auburn. I'm curious to see this one compared to the last shade. All right, here we go. Okay, definitely looks way more brown tone. It just looks like a warm brown. I don't really see a lot of like Auburn in that. It just looks brown. All right, let's work it in. Yeah, I'm not really seeing much Auburn in this. It literally just looks like a gold brown. Again, we'll see what it looks like when we rinse it off, but initially not really seeing a lot of Auburn in this, especially the picture on the bottle. It has a lot of red undertones and this definitely doesn't. It's just like a gold. We'll see what it looks like when we rinse it off, but I'm not hopeful this is gonna look like the picture on the bottle. It's a really pretty color though. I love this really warm golden toned brown. Now I'm curious to see this next to the mocha color to see how different it's gonna be. Okay, this one I cannot get open, so I'm just gonna open it up and squeeze it out. All right, let's work this one in. This one is pretty ashy toned, as you guys can see. It doesn't have a lot of warmth to it. It is like a very, very cool toned brown, which again, I love. I love me a cool toned brown. I'm excited to see what it does on the brown swatch to see if it neutralizes any warmth in there. But yeah, this one's definitely very, very different than the Auburn color. Next up is Espresso. Okay, very, very dark brown. I'm excited to see if there's any warmth in here. All right, let's see. Ooh, another really cool toned brown. I see some purple undertones in this one. Definitely a cooler toned brown. That's interesting. So they don't have like a really dark shade that's warm. They're all super, super cool toned, which obviously when your hair fades from a dark brown, normally it does fade a little bit more warm. So I'm guessing they're just thinking, you know, this will help counteract some of those warm tones. And if you do like your hair really warm and brown, then you could always use like the Auburn color. The last shade we're going in with is Onyx, which is that black shade. Pump this out. I'm excited to see this. Okay, looks pretty promising so far. Okay, I'm definitely seeing some blue and purple undertones in this. Hopefully you guys can see that too. Overall, it doesn't look bad though. I'm excited to see this rinsed off. And of course, we are going to try and remove these out of the hair with a bleach-based color remover. So I might even pull out some color oops to do this on. I got everything covered up. I'm going to let these process 30 minutes and I'll be right back so we can see what they look like and try and remove them out of the hair. All right, we're back. Let me show you the results. Here are the shades. They are so pretty and they turned out way better than I thought. Here is the silver. Honestly, it doesn't really look silver. It looks more of just like a platinum toned blonde. I wouldn't call it silver. Obviously, if you use it multiple times, you would build up more pigment to make it silver. But the first initial use is more of just like a really toned ashy blonde. Then we have the two copper shades. Here's what it looks like on the platinum blonde hair. It's really, really pretty. Definitely more of like a reddy orange shade. It's really pretty though. Here's what it looks like on copper hair. This is stunning. It is so beautiful. I love the undertones of the brown swatch. Here's a cinnamon shade and it did turn out just straight red. On blonde hair, it literally just looks straight red, but on brown hair, it is the most beautiful, like reddish toned brown shade. It is so pretty. Moving on to the Auburn, and the Auburn on the blonde swatch is probably my absolute favorite. It is a true copper shade, but it's a darker copper. It looks a little bit more natural and toned down. It's more of that like burnt orange cowboy copper vibe. It is so pretty and it's probably my favorite shade out of all of them. Here's that Auburn on dark hair, and again, it is really, really pretty. It definitely deposited some of those orangey undertones. Moving on to Mocha. Here's the Mocha on blonde hair. It's very, very greeny gray toned. It's not that pretty on camera. It's showing up a little bit more nice looking than it is in person. I'll show you guys on my phone in a second. Here is the Mocha on the brunette swatch, and it did take a lot of the warmth out of the hair. It's a really pretty natural brown shade. Here's the Espresso. It turned this shade like a dark gray black, and then it did tone down the swatch a lot to more of a neutrally dark brown. This is a shade I would definitely try on Aaron. I think I'm actually going to use this on him next time. Here's the Onyx. Definitely turned the swatch black, but it has like a grayish undertone to it. And then here's what it looks like on the brown swatch. It's just a really pretty neutral dark brown. I went ahead and grabbed a brown swatch so you guys can see what it looked like before. So you guys can see it definitely deposited a lot of color on all of these swatches. You can see the mocha is much more toned down. A lot of those gold undertones are gone. Same thing with espresso and onyx. It's much more of a darker neutral brown rather than this really light, like warm toned brown. You guys can see those undertones that were deposited with the auburn. Same thing with the copper. You guys can see it's drastically different than it was originally. I went ahead and mixed up my bleach-based color remover, and we're also going to do color oops. So let's go ahead and start applying. All right, we're going to go in with the bleach first, and I'm just going to apply this down here at the tips. The reason I'm doing color oops as well as this is because color oops tends to work better on natural colors like these. We'll see what happens because I have had bleach remove red and warm tones before, but it's very, very rare. So normally I like to use color oops for more of the darker neutral shades. I definitely think it works better, especially with like the reddish orange tones. I apologize. We have tornado sirens going off here, so excuse that in the background. I'm already seeing mocha turn green. You guys can see has a heavy like seaweed green undertone right in through here. I don't see much happening anywhere else. I'll keep an eye on it. Ooh, these ones right here, down here, these ones are turning greenish blue for sure. Wow. The espresso and the onyx are both turning like a greenish blue at the ends. Seems like all of the ash toned colors are lifting greenish blue. I'm guessing the warmer tones will probably just lift a little bit and won't fully come out of the hair. All right, we're gonna go in with the color oops now. Go ahead, I'm gonna put it right up here at the top area. Just gonna rub this in, saturate it. It is touching the bleach a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, we'll see if this works. I used the XMONDO 7C and the color oops literally got the XMONDO 7C out in like a couple minutes. It worked so fast. As soon as I applied heat, it came right out of the hair. So I am excited to see what it does to some of these warmer tones here. Because the tornado sirens are still going off, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. I will be right back to show you guys the finished results once the color is out of the hair, and we're gonna see what happens. All right, we're back. Let me show you the swatches. Here are what the swatches look like, so let's break it down and run through them. For the silver color, the bleach-based color remover got it all the way out of the hair, but color oops actually made it like a bluish shade. So definitely just let this one fade out. It's already so light, just let it fade out naturally or dye over it. For the copper, we're looking like fall Halloween time here. We got this candy corn swatch. Color oops made it go yellow. The bleach-based color remover did nothing to the ends. For the cinnamon shade, the color oops lifted it to like a lilac-y lavender purple, and then the bleach-based color remover did nothing. There's a little area right here where the two met, and it is back to blonde. So yeah, I always recommend doing color oops and then a bleach-based color remover, and normally it will get some of these more stubborn shades out of the hair. Here's the auburn color. Color oops lifted it to like a yellowy gold, and then the bleach-based color remover basically did nothing on those ends. Here is the mocha color. Color oops turned mocha, espresso, and onyx all like bluish green, but the bleach-based color remover worked on all three of these. You guys can see they're all blonde at the end, which is extremely impressive for like darker brown shades in a black color. For bleach-based color remover to get it out of the hair in 20 minutes is very, very impressive. I'm just gonna take a little video on my phone here so you guys can see the swatches a little bit better on my phone camera. You guys can see the three darker shades all came out with that bleach-based color remover. So yeah, here's what the colors look like on my phone camera up here. And then let me show you, here's that swatch of what it originally looked like. So there you go on my phone. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with this product. I loved the formulation. It truly was like a cleansing conditioner. It made the hair feel extremely soft without drying it out. It was a super lightweight conditioner, and I definitely feel like it would cleanse your hair while conditioning it. The price point is high, but not really when you think about it, because $22 for 12 ounces of product. It's pretty typical of what you would get for a standard regular conditioner that you would use. And this one is also a color as well as a conditioner. I'm really impressed with the shade range. They have even more shades than what I showed you guys today. And I'm also really impressed with the undertones of these natural shades. They are really pretty and they look flawless on brown hair. Like if you're wanting a change with your brunette hair, just to throw one of these on and give yourself more of an ashy tone or more of some warmth in there, maybe a little bit of copper. I'm really impressed with these naturals and I liked them quite a bit. I will leave a link to the KERACOLOR in the description down below in case you guys want to try it for yourself. Honestly, I highly recommend recommend. They have a good natural like shade range. So if you're wanting to refresh your hair color or switch it up a little bit, definitely check these ones out. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.